All right, this is a supplement to our last video. There were just a couple of other ideas about this simplified head that I wanted to express to you all. One is there's certain situations where you don't sort of see this front, obviously. So, you know, if someone's in direct profile to you, you're not going to see that midline, right, in profile, because that midline is going to be around to the front. You can still put in those crosshairs, but what I do is from the side, if I'm seeing this in profile, I'll just put a little circle here that tells me that, okay, that's kind of a symbol for the ear, and I'm seeing the head from the side. Also notice when you get to the side, the neck actually projects forward from the shoulder, so you don't want the neck to come straight up. The neck looks straight up if you're drawing the figure from the front or the head from the front, but as you get around to the side, you'll see more and more of this forward tilt to the neck, and you want to make sure that you catch that so that the head doesn't look like a lollipop or something, like a head stuck on a stick. And again, this becomes more and more visible the more you get around to the side, and it's most visible from the profile view. From the back, if you're looking at the head from the back, what I do is from the front, I sort of show the fullness of the neck and the shoulders kind of coming behind, right? If I'm directly in back of the head, what I do is I just draw the shoulders. I don't show, the neck disappears in front of the shoulders. But I still put in these vertical and horizontal crosshairs. It's a subtlety, but you can actually say a lot even though the shape is really simple. The other thing that people ask me sometimes is, if I draw a head like this and the head's looking down, someone might ask, well, what's the difference between that, the head looking down, and me just being up high and looking down on someone? They could have their head straight up and down, but it would look like this if I was looking down on them. And the answer is there's just so much that a very simplified shape can give you in terms of information. There's subtle things that you can do to, like the height of the shoulders. As we look down on someone, the shoulders are going to come up a little bit higher, but basically you can't capture everything perfectly in a really simplified form. Having said that, it is important, like when someone's looking down at you, it's important not to show too much neck, because when the head comes down, it's hiding some of the neck, right? So like you wouldn't want to, with someone looking downwards, and the shoulders come up a little bit too. So with someone looking downwards like this, you wouldn't want to give them like a really long neck, because again, when our chin comes down, it hides some of our neck. Alternatively, if the head goes up, if someone's looking up, then we'll see a little bit more neck, and the shoulders will look like they're down a little bit. Okay. The last thing I wanted to mention is that when I draw these crosshair lines in, I already talked about how when I do this, I'm imagining that ovoid form that it's sitting on. But I haven't really talked about the horizontal line that much, and that relates to a perspective idea as well. So if I draw the head like this, and this is a straight line across, what that suggests is that my eye level is at the eye level of this sitter. Right, that's why it's a straight line. If that head was looking straight at me like that, the head was looking straight at me, and my eye level was below the eye level of the sitter, then even though the head wasn't tilted up, I would put this kind of a curve on it. That indicates that I'm looking up. And the opposite, if I'm looking down, it would be a concave curve rather than a convex curve. All right, so if someone's like this, and their head is turned this way, putting in this line, if they were at my eye level, I would just put a straight line across. If I was looking up a little bit at that person's eyes, then this line would go this way. If I was looking down a little bit, then this line would go like this a little bit. And I would be taking stock of these areas, because if I'm looking down on someone, I should have a little bit more at the top than I do on the bottom part of the oval, because this area is getting a little bit more foreshortened than the top part. Anyway, there's subtleties, but within reason, you can get a lot of information into these very simple forms. Is the point if you're thinking about how you're constructing this simple head and how you're using these construction lines.